Hello everyone, this is Mr. Jackson and we are looking at our math homework for Monday, November 26th, 2012. We're going to concentrate on item number 2. Have two parts. What is the perimeter of this rectangle? And part B asks, what is the area of this rectangle? Obviously, they're talking about the rectangle that is drawn here. When you look at this, you see a rectangle. It has 4 sides. One of the sides is labeled 13 inches. So obviously the unit they want us to use is inches. And then another side is labeled 5 inches. Now remember, the larger number usually gets the term length. And the shorter or smaller number usually gets the term width. So if your teacher were to ask you, how long is this rectangle? You look at the larger number and you say it's 13 inches long. And of course they're going to also ask you, how wide is this rectangle? And you would go with the smaller number, which is 5 inches. So our rectangle is 13 inches long, 5 inches wide. Now when they ask for the perimeter of this rectangle, remember that perimeter is the distance around something. And if you want to find the perimeter of a polygon, simply add the lengths of all the sides. How many sides are labeled? 2. So if a student were to take 13 and 5 and add them together, they would not get the perimeter of this rectangle because they've only gone from here to here, or from here to here. And perimeter is the distance around something. So you have to start at one point and go all the way to that point again. You can even start here, but you must go all the way back to that point. So that means once we go this 13 inches and then we come down 5 inches, we still have to go this length. And what is this length? This length would be 13 inches. Your teacher will ask you, how do you know that? And you should be able to tell them because this line segment is the same length as this line segment. And since this line segment on the right, vertically, is the same length as the line segment going vertically on the left, it should probably be 5 inches. So now instead of adding 13 and 5, you are adding 13, 5, another 13, and another 5. Because to find the perimeter, you add the lengths of all the sides. So you need a plus sign since we're adding, and you have 4 add-ins, and you must make sure they're lined up by place value. Start with the smallest place value. In this case, the smallest place value is the ones place. 3 ones plus 5 ones is 8 ones. 8 ones plus 3 more ones is 11 ones. And 11 ones plus 5 more ones is 16 ones. And 16 ones is the same as 6 ones and 1 10. So we would have to put our 6 in the ones place and carry our 1 to the tens place. Because 10 of those makes one of these. 1 10 plus 1 10 is 2 tens, and 2 tens plus 1 10 is 3 tens. So when you add the lengths of all the sides, you get 36. But 36 what? Inches. Why inches? Because that's the unit they gave us to start with. And remember, perimeter is never measured in square units, just regular units. It's the same as saying 13 apples plus 5 apples plus 13 apples plus 5 apples. That's going to be 36 apples. It's not 36 square apples. So what is the perimeter of this rectangle? 36 inches. He also asks, what is the area of this rectangle? And if you remember from example 1, or item number 1, to find the area of a rectangle or a square, you would multiply the length times the width. And the length is usually the longer number or the larger number, and the width is usually the smaller number. So what you have for area would be 13 inches times 5 inches. What does 13 times 5 really means? It means to add 5 13 times. We could also add 13 5 times using the commutative property of multiplication or repeated addition. So now we know 5 times 10 is 50. 5 times 11 is 55. 5 times 12 is 60. And 5 times 13 is 65. This is one of your fact, family, or time test items. So you should have this answer by now very quickly. And since we're multiplying inches and not adding them, inches times inches equals square inches. Pretty soon you will start to see this, inches squared. That is what we call an exponent, which means to multiply this item or this number times itself this many times, 2 times. So what do we have here? Inches times inches. That's 2 times. So what is the area of this rectangle? The area of this rectangle is 65 square inches, or 65 inches squared. Either one of those answers is correct, but you must show your work. If you do not show your work, you will not get credit. It is very important that you show what you did to get the answer. What does square inches really mean? It means how many squares that are 1 inch long and 1 inch wide can you fit inside of this rectangle. We could fit 65 of them in there because area is the amount of space that's covered. Okay, if you have any questions or concerns, please email me at ClassJump. Thank you.